Hey guys, so I'm going to be observing myself as a critical reader in English 201, our online literature class. So at first I was skeptical about an online English class. Usually you think of the traditional English class as getting your readings, sitting in the classroom, discussing them with everybody, and all that. So the fact that it was online kind of had me skeptical about it because I was like, well, how are we going to really discuss it that well in class? Is it just going to be on discussion boards? Like, that's great and all, but like, it's not really like the same thing. So I was kind of skeptical about it, but um, thankfully I was very wrong, and it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Um, so the reader response theory is reading a story, but looking at more than just the text. It's kind of asking questions as you go along and really looking at the story. So the story I wanted to check out was A&P by John Updike. This story, the store manager kind of berates three girls for coming into the store with bathing suits on, saying it's against store policy. Where the cashier, Sammy, steps in and yells back at his boss because he didn't want to see them get yelled at. This ultimately gets Sammy fired, but it was worth it because it showed that Sammy was very mature and he stood up for what he believed in. He didn't want the manager to kind of have that kind of power to the point where he was just yelling at people for what they wore. So he stood up for what he believed in, and I was able to. Uh, you look at the story and you just read along by it. It's like, well, should he have done that? Should he not have done that? Well, I think he should have because it shows his maturity and it shows that he wasn't afraid to stand up for himself. That's something that a lot of people do struggle with today. Reading strategies offers a lot of benefits for you. The literary terms really help you understand the story more. Rereading, definitely, you can catch some things that you missed along the way or missed the first time, almost similar to a movie. You watch a movie a second time, you maybe catch some things you didn't see. Also, I like how literary elements kind of break down the story for you. You kind of think of poetry like this as like the human body, and the human body is many intricate parts working together, and this is kind of like you know the story of the poetry with all the verses, like they all work together to make a very complex um, uh, piece of literature. I'm sorry. Um, I really like this by First Encounter by Leroy Quintana because he does great imagery, but he also really puts you right in the scene of a war, which a lot of people cannot fathom. Especially the last two lines, you know that now your life is no longer yours. It's very good because, like, when you're at war, it's just you, people you're fighting with, and that's it. You're fighting for your country. You don't have a lot of control over what you're doing. You don't know if the next step is your last. You don't know if the next move is your last. You don't know if the next day is your last. You are fighting for survival. You are fighting for your country. And it's something that a lot of people will never experience, but he does a pretty good job as putting you in the situation as best he can. So I really like the story. The digital tools that we use, I thought they were great. I really like the Flipgrid because usually online classes, you'll just have your discussion boards. You write your discussion board, and then someone says, "Oh, I agree," or "Oh, I disagree." But the Flipgrid was great because you really, the video portion of it, you really get to meet your classmates and see what they're all about. And just hearing them is different than just reading a discussion board. Discussion board's boring and all this. Flipgrid makes it a little more fun, makes it a little more enjoyable because you get to hear your classmates and you're seeing them, so it's better. Really gives you a sense of community, which is great. Um, Also, I like the Twitter slide shares because we got to keep up with each other. We got to keep up with each other's work that we displayed and that we found and the accounts that we were following. Really increases our knowledge because a lot of them are stories that we really don't look into or really don't think about looking into. So, kind of using these and showing them was great. And I thought that was a great tool that we use as well. So, connections between 201 and the world. The Cathedral, I really like this story because it was about a blind man who comes into the story going to see his friend after his wife just passed. and the friend's husband, who is the narrator of the story, really doesn't know a lot about blind people. He's never met one before, but he kind of pictures them as just sad and gloomy all the time because they can't see. But they ended up talking, and the blind man grabs the narrator's hand as he's drawing a cathedral to draw a picture for him. And it just, it's a very powerful end to the story. It just shows that you have to work with what you have and enjoy life and live it. Don't live on stereotypes. If you see something, enjoy it. Don't live through your phones. I can't. I really can't stand people that are always on their phones. I'm guilty of it too, of course, but always on their phones. They go to a concert or a baseball game or a sporting event, whatever, and they're just recording the whole thing. It's don't look at it through your phone, through your lens. Look at it with your eyes. And the memory, you don't have to take a picture and a video all the time. You're gonna have those memories in your mind forever. So I just think you gotta look at the world through your eyes, not your phone. But at the same time, you don't have to just look at it with your eyes. Look at it with your heart. Really put your whole body into it. And, enjoy nature and enjoy everything that you were able to see. Not a lot of people have that gift. Challenges faced, definitely time management. You have these modules up for a week, but sometimes you could forget them, or maybe you put them off to the last minute. I'm definitely one of those people. But thankfully, my time management skills got better throughout the course. But of course, if you do it right, you could do it as soon as you get the module and not have anything else to do for the rest of the week. But if you procrastinate it, then it's something you got to worry about. So time management, definitely a big skill that came up in this class. My most memorable literary moment. I really enjoyed the reading of Our Choosing, which I chose The Most Handsomest Man That Drowned. It was just a great story about a man who washes ashore, and the village people take his body and to give him, bury him and all that, and they can't help but notice his sheer size, and they almost feel bad for him because they wonder if he lived a hard life because was so big, and they were wondering maybe that hindered his life and altered his life. Maybe he wasn't able to live such a great life because he was so big and things weren't made to accommodate him and all that. But they ended up feeling very bad for him. They decided to give him a proper burial like he deserves because of how bad they felt for him and because he died and all that. So I thought that was a great story. My aha moment, definitely the reading strategies. Really enjoyed them. Really enjoyed the rereading aspect of it because you were able to just catch so much more. I wish I had did that more as a student growing up. Well, not growing up, but in the past, because it's just so beneficial to you. And I even use it in classes now. It's just so beneficial to you, and it's great because you catch so many more things, and you're able to understand the material more when you just reread it. And I thought that was a great strategy that I wish I had picked up on long ago. But yeah, I really enjoyed this class. It was a great class, and I'm definitely going to miss it. So thank you.